All right, and we are live with another WWE pay-per-view review. This time it's FastLane, uh, February the 22nd, 2015. I'm your host, as always, Tony, and my co-host via telephone, the bizarre one, Dave. How you doing tonight, Dave?
I'm doing all right. How you guys doing? How you doing?
Doing all right. Sorry for our lack of videos lately. Dave lost his telephone uh, last week, so we weren't able to do a SmackDown or a TNA review. So really apologize for that, but wasn't really much missed. But we thought, if Dave's able to call in, we can do it via telephone, and hopefully by next week we will be back and rolling with him being back on the screen. But anyways, let's jump right into this WWE FastLane pay-per-view, where we saw two matches finally confirmed for WrestleMania and a title change. So let's jump right into it, where we saw Dolph Ziggler, Eric Rowan, and Ryback take on Seth Rollins, Kane, and The Big Show in a six-man tag match. What did you think of this match, Dave? And also, Randy Orton he finally made his return back to the WWE.
The match was. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was saying the match was good. I couldn't personally get into it because I don't know, like Big Show, Kane, and Rollins again. It's like I've seen this match repeatedly over and over, but we had to get the guys, I guess, on the pay-per-view, so it worked. The match is okay. It was cool seeing Orton return. I would have loved to see him run from the crowd instead of out from the back, but it was so good to see him back.
Yeah, he came back, returning his gear. So yeah, I guess I feel you on that. It would have been nice to see him come out of the crowd in street clothes or something and attack everyone and RKO it. But they're teasing it. He didn't even get his hands on Seth Rollins. He just touched, I believe, Kane and some of the security, JJ security. So pretty much teasing a match with Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 31. I guess that should be a good match, and it makes sense to have this match then. But let's move on to the next match, where a kind of crazy ending to the match, which was Goldust versus Stardust.
That was messed up. I'm sorry. Me personally, I thought it was a good match too. And me personally, I looked at it like two or three times. Like he counted two, and Stardust kicked out. The referee even stopped his hand. And they're like, "Oh, it's three."
Well, I didn't look back as many times as you did, and
when they showed, I did.
And at the time when they showed it, like the replay, it looked like he was down for three, and JBL made a good point that he said maybe the referee changed his mind on the fly. But I think it really sets up a rematch for them to at WrestleMania. Controversy. Stardust has been really playing this part well, especially afterwards, saying his little promo in the back to Dusty. He said Goldust goes backstage and you see him with Dusty Rhodes. Goldust says he tried not to hurt Stardust. Stardust comes up and says that this looks like a family party, but he wasn't invited. He asks Goldust if they're done. Stardust shoves him into the boxes and beats him down. Dusty yells Cody to stop. Stardust yells at Dusty and says Dusty killed Cody. Stardust says he's not living in Dusty's shadow. Dusty's living in his. I don't know. I like this, what they're doing.
Basically, Dustin Rhodes did the same thing by becoming Goldust in the WF Attitude Era back then. And he did take a little shot at the Goldust as being around forever. Like Attitude Era's done and he's still here. But I do like this too. I enjoy it. I think these two have some great matches. I hope they do get another match at WrestleMania after tonight.
Yeah, maybe a retirement match, something like that. I don't know. But
that makes sense though, on that part, because Goldust did the same thing, like you said. Him being Stardust, he doesn't have to live in the shadow of his dad.
Right. Next we had the WWE Tag Team Title match between Tyson Kidd and Cesaro taking on the Usos, which was a pretty solid match. We had new tag team titles, tag team champions crowned. I'm sorry, with Kidd and Cesaro. Cesaro and Kidd end up getting the victory. I was actually kind of shocked. I didn't think they were going to win. I'm happy that they won. It's finally good to see a new team other than the Usos or Stardust and Goldust or that's about it. Win the tag team titles, and I really enjoy these two guys, and hopefully, they hold the titles for quite some time. Your thoughts, Dave?
I mean, I enjoyed the match. I was like you. I was rooting for them to win. I wasn't sure if they were going to, but I mean, really good match. I mean, these guys make a great tag team right now. They're probably the best tag team we have right now. I mean, Usos are really fun too, but just as a straight up tag team, I like how they work. And some of the moves these guys did were awesome tonight. And maybe they hold moves on at WrestleMania. I hate to say that, but maybe they do with some kind of fatal four-way for the titles. Maybe that's how you enter in the Ascension into the tag title picture.
Yeah, possibly, if you want to go that route. But hopefully, definitely, they hold the titles to at least WrestleMania. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a rematch tomorrow night on Raw, but I guess we will see tomorrow night. Let's get to one of the three main things about this FastLane pay-per-view, and that was the Triple H and Sting confrontation. Pretty much Sting calls out Sting. I'm sorry. Yeah, Sting calls out Sting. Triple H calls out Sting. Pretty much said that he was one of the reasons why WCW failed. He said he feels sorry for Sting for backing the wrong horse all those years ago. He said Sting was such a loyal soldier for WCW. He said hell, Sting was WCW. Triple H said he admires Sting and respects him for going down with the ship with his head held high. Triple H says it was guys like him who helped that ship go down. He says his legacy is putting Sting out of business. Triple H says he understands that why Sting tried to put he and Stephanie McMahon out of the WWE at Survivor Series. Triple H says Sting failed. Pretty much to make a long story short, he tried to convince Sting to walk away and his legacy will go on and live forever through the WWE Network, DVDs, merchandise, action figures. And even offered saying Sting could join the Hall of Fame. Doesn't look like he's going to be in the Hall of Fame this year. The way
it makes sense. Like, I just have Macho Man be the focus this year, and then you could even put Undertaker and Sting in the Hall of Fame next year. So they're both from Texas anyway.
Right. Triple H ends up trying to take a cheap shot at Sting. Excuse me, and they end up going back and forth. Sting, Triple H ends up getting the upper hand on him. At one point, Triple H goes to the ringside, grabs the famous sledgehammer, which then brings out the famous bat from Sting. Sting ends up bringing his bat and pretty much scaring Triple H out of his boots. Pretty much knocks the sledgehammer out of Sting's out of Triple H's hands. Backs Triple H into a corner. Points at Triple H towards under his chin, and then points towards the WrestleMania sign, pretty much challenging Triple H to WrestleMania. Didn't say anything. He had nothing to say. He didn't talk. Later on that night, they end up.
I'm sure he will.
Eventually, maybe. Later on that night, they did officially announce that it will be Triple H taking on Sting at WrestleMania 31. Your thoughts, Dave?
I'm glad it's finally official. We all speculated about it. We never know until they actually say it. But I'm just really glad this match is going to happen. I hated the crowd when Sting was out there. He should have had a lot huger pop than he got.
Well, in my opinion, the crowd tonight sucked. I mean, they didn't pop for a lot of things.
Is in a WWE ring. The crowd should be going nuts, you know? I mean, but some guy even heard tried to get a WCW champ that didn't work.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would actually see Sting and the Undertaker at WrestleMania. I mean, wow. I mean, that's gonna be freaking cool to have those two guys on WrestleMania. Maybe we can see some kind of cross path at WrestleMania. That'd be kind of cool. But we shall see. I mean, I enjoyed the segment. I thought it was really well done. And I didn't know. I don't know if you thought about this, but I didn't know if they were actually going to let him bring the bat or use the bat at all anymore.
Well, it was nice. It was a nice little thing to see there, and I'm interested to see if Sting does end up talking. For one, I'm interested to see if what the match will like. If there's going to be a stipulation involved, and I wonder if there'll be maybe
a power trip thing. You know, like a power trip.
Maybe a special referee. You know, maybe some like I would think maybe could Sting maybe be the new Raw GM?
That'd be interesting. I mean, they could do like a power trip thing where if Sting wins, Triple H is definitely have to leave the WWE.
But then, yeah, or maybe the only way I would like that is
Sting
if
gets a ownership of the WWE if he wins.
The only thing I would go for is if they say, you know, if it's a non-stipulate, if it just see, I don't understand. It could only be two things. Like maybe if Triple H when he loses, Sting gets put in the Hall of Fame next year, or they put like a, you know, Sting wins, Triple H is out as like authority, and Sting is the new GM. He's the new authority.
Or you keep Triple H and Sting gets like half control of they can do as a storyline. Sting gets half control of the WWE.
Yeah, they did this. They did this before with Austin and was it Bischoff? Yeah.
Yeah, where they were both. Even Ric Flair and Vince, they did. One guy ran Raw, one guy ran SmackDown. You know, but I mean, this was really exciting to see where they go from here with this. If Sting continues on, which the obvious part would be to have Sting go over at WrestleMania because it's his first match. So, I mean, I'm really excited just to see Sting have a match and actually get. I'm sure on Raw, when he does show up on a Monday Night Raw leading up to WrestleMania, he'll get the true pop he deserves. But we'll see. Yeah, it was a really good spot to go.
Okay, next we had Nikki Bella taking on Paige and for the Divas title. Nikki Bella ends up getting the win, and this match was not too bad, actually. You know, usually for a Divas match, you don't really care for it too much. This match was the match was only 5 minutes long. Yes.
Yeah. And my only problem with the match was, I did not say it, but a really great segment was probably really hard to follow with that match. I mean, because it's like, man, Sting and Triple H is going to happen at WrestleMania. You know, it's like that. You're all like blowing up like, wow. And then you're not really into the match. You're sitting there thinking or even talking about it online, and you're like, oh.
Well, here's the thing. Tonight, the crowd sucked ass. The Memphis crowd was awful. They didn't help at all with anything. And the Divas were put in a hard spot being after that segment.
Yeah, they had to follow that. I mean, with Sting finally being in the WWE, and then you got to go again. Okay.
With all that said,
Paige is really good though.
Yeah, and with all that said, I got to give props to Nikki Bella because she's been very good lately. And
yeah, I mean, last month, the Rumble, they had a really good tag match against her and Paige and Natalya. And that was another really good match.
Yeah, so Nikki Bella ends up getting the win. She gets a roll up, grabs the tights. So I'm gonna expect a rematch, and I don't know for sure. Maybe at WrestleMania.
I think they're gonna add more divas to it, like they did last year. They'll think Battle Royal again, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Where you get all the divas involved.
Right. But yeah, we probably will see that. Next, we had Ambrose versus Bad News Barrett for the IC title.
We got some bad news for you.
Yeah, this match was good, and then it just ended with a crap finish where Ambrose gets disqualified because the refs they're in the turnbuckle, and you know they have that 4 count, 5 count, whatever have you, and the refs trying to break it up. Ambrose doesn't listen because he's crazy like he always is, and then he loses, and Bad News Barrett ends up taking the
But
victory.
Dean Ambrose did take the title.
Yes, he did end up taking the IC title with him, kind of stole it from him. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
but I like what they're doing with him because they're like saying like you're not a real champion. You are running away from me. You're not defending. He wants to bring like he even said on SmackDown commentary like he wants to defend the title every week, going on TV and like be a defending and champion, put prestige back into the title again. Because Wade has been a pretty bad Intercontinental champion.
right, and I mean, yeah, I guess I understand where you're going with it. And it's looking right now that WrestleMania is going to be full of FastLane rematches, possibly.
Yeah, it's kind of like it was basically set. This pay-per-view was basically set up for WrestleMania.
Yeah, so I
I'm
guess
not really a big fan of the name, but it is what it is. I would love to see it called like a No Way Out or Back March, but I won't. It was still a pretty good show.
Yeah. Next, we had probably the match of the night, maybe. I mean, it's up for debate, and that is the Rusev taking on Cena for the.
You're skipping the. Did you skip the Bray Wyatt thing, or was that next?
Oh yes, I'm sorry, I did skip the Bray Wyatt, where Bray Wyatt comes down in a casket to the Undertaker's theme music. Pretty cool moment. Pops out and officially calls out the Undertaker. So
This is gonna be awesome. I mean, two guys we all grew up watching in the Attitude Era. I mean, Sting and the Undertaker are gonna be both on the same WrestleMania card, which I think is pretty cool. We would love to see them face each other, though. I would love to say that more probably, but maybe we'll get it next year, possibly. But I mean, this right here, I mean, it's really cool. Bray Wyatt, we knew it's. I mean, you knew it was Bray Wyatt in the casket. You just knew it was. Like, he's finally officially calling him out.
Yep, calls him out. So it's looking like this match will hopefully. I mean, it's not for sure.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, more than likely it's gonna happen, but they haven't officially announced it or anything. But it's more than likely gonna happen. Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, he would have brought out his music and all that if they weren't gonna. They didn't have official confirmed. Probably say, okay, I'll come back. You know.
Right.
I'm sure we'll see something where Bray Wyatt's talking. And we'll see like an Undertaker symbol, or we'll see like, we'll see something like that.
Yeah, so can't wait for that. Now, next we had Rusev taking on John Cena for the United States title, and I can't remember the last time the United States title co-main evented a pay-per-view or was made as important ever. So I guess you got to thank John Cena for that.
I wasn't sure if it was going to main event the show. I actually thought for a minute it might be main eventing the show.
Yeah, well, the friend of I was watching it with said that Booker T said it was the main event. So
I think he said to him it was the main event or something like that. I think that's what he said, but yeah, I don't know exactly.
All
but it could have been the main event. I mean, depending on the crowd reaction, if you have a really hot crowd or not, and they didn't, I mean, you would almost wanted to do it that way, because the fans would have been more for John Cena losing than Daniel Bryan losing.
But this match alone was really, really, really good.
Yes.
And
this is what I thought.
It was really good. I mean, John Cena looked good. John Cena made Rusev look like a monster.
Yeah.
I got to give John Cena credit. And I'm not a big John Cena, guy that gives, love or anything, but he really made Rusev look like a giant. And Rusev ends up
the best match yet.
Rusev ends up winning by, I guess, kind of cheating, gives John Cena a low blow with the distraction from Lana.
I think that's the first time she's ever gotten involved, isn't it?
I think so. And that, getting in the ring and whatnot, yeah.
I thought Cena was going to pass out or tap out when he kept grabbing his arm and pulling him back. I thought that was going to be it.
Yeah.
I mean, this was a really good match. I mean, I got to admit, I was like, when he hit the AA, I was like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
But Cena's is going to come out probably tomorrow saying, Rusev being you one more time. It's not about titles. We're just going to go, because John Cena doesn't want to be the U.S. champion.
Yeah, and I'm sure, Rusev ends up winning with John Cena passing out.
Because why not have Rusev as his undefeated streak beaten and still be the U.S. champion? Have it be like that.
Yeah, and which we'll probably see at WrestleMania 31. So it's something
Which
to
is
look forward
smart.
to.
It's smart, though, because you have him beat Cena. They go over on Cena, and then WrestleMania, he should lose at WrestleMania if he's going to lose. Just like Brock Lesnar, if he's going to lose, he should lose at WrestleMania.
Right. But let's get to the main event of the night, which was Daniel Bryan taking on Roman Reigns for the #1 contendership and the shot to take on Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 31 at the main event. This match was damn good. Really, really good. Roman Reigns, probably his best match ever.
Yes,
this is only his
longest match, I think, ever.
This is only his second match ever as in a singles match. So,
yeah, I mean
in a pay-per-view, in a pay-per-view, he's only had 2 singles matches. So you got to give him some credit. It was a really good match. He ends up winning. Daniel Bryan goes for the second knee to the face. He kicked out of the first one. Goes for the second knee to the face. Roman Reigns ends up hitting him with the spear and beating.
Now Daniel Bryan really made Roman Reigns look strong in this match.
Oh yeah, Daniel Bryan really elevated Roman Reigns, and that was a perfect idea to have Daniel Bryan, face Roman Reigns because Roman Reigns looked really good. And
he made him even bigger because now he's gonna face Brock. And I was kind of hoping Brock would have showed up just for have that confrontation at the end, but we'll see it in the next couple weeks. I'm sure.
Maybe tomorrow night. Maybe, who knows? But Daniel Bryan ends up shaking Roman Reigns' hand. Says,
the crowd booing. Yeah, this crowd was mixed though. They were good in this match. They were like, Roman, let's go Roman, and Bryan chants were a lot louder, but there was still some good chants for Roman.
Ends up Daniel Bryan telling Roman Reigns, I want you to kick his ass, or you better kick his ass. My thing is, the rumors are saying that it's Sheamus. Is somehow Daniel Bryan going to come out tomorrow night to have a promo and Sheamus interrupts him?
Or jumps him?
Something like that, because there's 5 weeks till the next pay-per-view.
I know I was thinking about it, like we were talking about before offline about how it began on Dolph Ziggler and Daniel Bryan. I'm sure they would have a great match, but I just think anytime Sheamus and Daniel Bryan have a match, it's like always like a match of the year candidate. Because besides WrestleMania or 28 started that one, but all the other matches after that, they were just awesome. The Extreme Rules match, they had matches on Raw. They had some great matches together. And Sheamus was a face, and so Daniel Bryan was kind of in between at that time. But yeah.
So it should be interesting to see where they go. To me tonight,
I don't know what's gonna happen with Dolph. If he doesn't face Daniel Bryan, who's he gonna be teaming up with Ryback and them to take on Kane and Big Show again?
No, Lord. Yeah. I hope not, but
if he doesn't face Daniel Bryan, he might not even be on the show.
Yeah, and all in all, the pay-per-view itself was good. I thought the matches delivered. The crowd sucked. Yes, the outcome probably wasn't a lot of what people wanted, which is Roman Reigns beating Daniel Bryan, and he's going to be main eventing WrestleMania. But it is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is.
I wonder how they booked this. Where is Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar on the card? If he wins the title, they're gonna. I don't know how the crowd's gonna react to Roman, but you would think they're probably gonna boo him if he wins the title, and then we're gonna see cancel the WWE Network trending on Twitter again.
Maybe they, throw a curveball and have Rollins cash in that night if they want to go that route. Maybe, I don't know, but.
You said they probably say that for Raw just because.
Yeah, probably. But,
to make it memorable.
But we shall see. But, yeah, that was WWE FastLane tonight. Tomorrow night will be the WWE Raw fallout of tonight's pay-per-view, which we will be back tomorrow night. Probably Dave again via telephone. Um, SmackDown review kind of up in the air. Same thing with well, I think we probably will be doing a TNA Impact review for the main fact that it's going to be a title match on the show.
Yes.
So that probably itself.
MVP and Lashley, yeah, that's right.
So that itself might be something to review, but we'll get in touch with you on that later on in the week. But we'll be definitely.
And the good news, if Brock Lesnar does lose, which he probably will, we're gonna have the world title and possibly even title matches on Raw or SmackDown. So that'd be a nice change.
Yeah, world title. Yeah, we'll be back. Yeah, on Raw, back again.
I mean, it'll be nice to see it. You know, it should be, but yeah.
But
I mean, there's interesting dilemmas after WrestleMania. I mean, you got John Cena. Is he gonna give another title shot? I mean, that'd be interesting. John Cena versus Roman Reigns.
it's probably gonna end up happening some SummerSlam. I'm calling it SummerSlam. John Cena, Roman Reigns, calling it. But yeah, that's gonna pretty much wrap up tonight's show. Hope everybody enjoyed it. We had a couple of viewers tonight. And thank everybody for watching. Please comment and subscribe. Sorry for us not being on last I think what was it, a week? Did we do a Raw review? I can't even remember if we did a Raw review. I don't think we did.
Last week?
No, we did not do a Raw review at all. So because of your phone. So we will be back tomorrow night doing a Raw review. FastLane, I think it was a pass. A couple of matches, you know, the Goldust Stardust finish was kind of blah.
The show was really good. I mean, you can't argue. People are bitching already online about how it ended, but it was a really good. I'm a huge Jacob Bryan fan. I still think it was a great show tonight. I mean, great matches. Great show last week, but it was right up there with NXT. It wasn't past it or above, but it was right up there with NXT. It was a good wrestling show.
Yeah, so we will be back tomorrow night, 11:30 Eastern, and I hope everybody will join us then. And please subscribe, comment, and like our show. And we'll be back tomorrow. Any last words, Dave, before we end tonight?
Yes, I wanted to get this off my chest real quick. Some people I might come across as more TNA and I'm more critical of WWE, but the reason that is I hold WWE to a higher standard. I hold TNA to a low standard. So if I see TNA do something good, I might give more credit than I give WWE because they're in a higher bar. That's my only thing on that. I love WWE more than TNA, but that's my whole thing on that.
Right. And we're both TNA fans, and we plan on hopefully doing more reviews. Just kind of sucks that it's on a Friday night of all things. Like of all nights to have, it was hard enough to try to do SmackDown reviews on Friday nights, and it just now we got TNA on Friday nights. It just puts us in a hard place.
Just try to do some NXT reviews instead of Impact on Friday night. So
yeah, we're really honestly thinking about doing NXT reviews on a weekly basis, especially since it's only an hour show. So we could probably knock out videos in about 10 to 15 minutes. So I think it'd really be a good idea to start doing, and I think that would really differentiate us from other people because I don't think a lot of people do NXT reviews. So anyways, that's going to end tonight's cast. We'll be back tomorrow night. Hope everybody enjoyed our show, and we will be back tomorrow night. Thanks, everybody.